and welcome to Pursue the Pull, the podcast that is geared towards helping people who are looking for a career change and for those who want to pursue their dreams and start their own business. So how do we differ from all of the other inspirational podcasts out there? Well, what we do is we interview people from a range of different industries. So if you want to set up your own marketing agency, your own software company, your own restaurant, whatever it might be, we have someone specific from that industry to tell you how to get started, the highs and lows, and most importantly, the truth. Now, we are one group, one community, and we have all of the answers. I am your host, Stacey Bevan, and today I have an amazing guest. His name is Jason Quao, and he is the CEO and founder of Intermast, where you help the underdogs thrive on Amazon. So first of all, I want to thank you so much for joining us, Jason. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much, Stacey. Thank you for having me. Absolutely your presence to be on this interview.
Thank you. This is exciting. Okay, so look, before we go into the questions, I just want to give the audience a little bit of background into what it is that you do. Okay, so in 2019, you took a leap of faith and started selling on Amazon. Now, within a few months, you hit your first 10,000 in sales, and that moment felt like a turning point in your life. Now, inspired by your journey, you published Amazon best-selling book, How to Win on Amazon, in the commerce category, sharing everything that you had learned. Now, since then, you've managed 9 million plus in Amazon sales for renowned clients like Dermalogica, Neal's Yard Remedies, Murdoch London, and many more. Now, your company, Intermast, which is short for Internet Mastery, which is smart. I didn't get that initially. Now, it specializes in scaling brands from 0 to 7-figure successes and beyond on Amazon. Now, you focus on empowering underdog brands to become market leaders. And today you've built a multi-million-pound agency helping brands scale on Amazon, applying the same battle-tested strategies that you've refined over the past 6 years. Now, you're a personal development enthusiast, which I love. You've read over 300 books and counting. Your goal is to be the growth partner and support business as you see their success is your success. You're also passionate about giving back, which I love, through global hiring opportunities and charitable donations to mental health and autism causes. Now, this is incredible. So I just want to get straight into it. Tell me how all of this started. How did this all come about? Like, take me back to the days of, did you go to college and study, and did you go to work and then leave work and transition to work for yourself? Like, how did it all come about?
Yeah, I mean, Stacey, first of all, I want to say, like, your research skills, top notch.
Thank you. Even though I do mispronounce some words, it's okay.
Exactly. But I absolutely love it. Like, some of these things you're mentioning, like the best-selling book, it's not something I talk about a lot. So, like, for you to know that, like, I know you probably did your research went deep. So I thank you.
I had to.
In terms of how I started, though, I would say my journey pretty much started when I moved from the Netherlands over to the UK. So I was born and bred in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Yeah, my parents moved me and my brother to Ghana for a bit. We stayed there for a bit, then back to the Netherlands. And then I came to the UK as like a teen. So I would say 12, 13-ish is when I moved to the UK. So for me, that was like a complete culture shock. Obviously, before I went to Ghana, I couldn't even speak English. So when I came, like, I was a whole different culture again, and such a culture shock for me. I was really struggling to find my place in society. Who am I? What do I like? And I'm just following my friends. I was playing a lot of video games as well, but that was like one of my passions. So even with starting Intermast, I feel like the love for digital, like to do something online, like it was always within my blood, within my DNA. I'd always look for strategic ways in which I can win games, and I'll be watching YouTube videos, how I can improve things. And I still do that to this day, like just constantly educating myself with everything that I really love and desire. And one thing I really love about my story as well is I feel like every setback that I had was actually a setup for something greater to come in my life, because when I was a teen and I went to school, I actually ended up getting kicked out. But when I got kicked out, that gave me the love of, learning for myself, to really educate myself, because I'm kicked out of school now, but I still need to get my grades for my GCSEs. So
Yeah.
out here, like really opening up these textbooks on my own, trying to study. And I'd go to like a tutor. My dad would pay for these private lessons. And there were a few teachers that the school gave me to just go ahead and use as resources. But a majority of the work, like 80% of the work, I had to really like open the book, and then 20% I get like a chance to ask the teacher a few questions. So I
Yeah.
realized in that moment, I now was getting better grades than I was getting when I was in school. So I was being distracted by being in school. But when I had to like learn on my own, I was more focused. Uh,
Yeah.
that really taught me a lot about, how I can grow as a person. Anything I wanted to do, if I just focused on it and I stopped being distracted, I would be able to accomplish that. So that was like one of the biggest feats for me.
Wow. So you got to the UK, you were doing a lot of gaming, you got kicked out of school, you got your grades, you were doing a lot of gaming at the time. And
Yeah.
then how did it come about in terms of, did you then go to college or
Yeah.
did you then start working? So how
Yeah.
did that look? So you went to college and then did you go into work or did you just start doing things for yourself? How did that bit look?
Yeah, so back when I was younger, I didn't really have the leadership mentality. I was really just following everything my friends would do. But I knew early on I really wanted money. It was just something exciting. I always loved like having nice things. So
Yeah.
I remember in college, I realized, I'm smart. I can get the grades, but I didn't really feel motivated to get the grades. All I wanted was to get a job. So I went ahead, I applied for tons of jobs. I kept getting rejected. But one woman, one of the teachers in school, actually, she gave me a gem. She said, "You're better than you think you are." And for some reason, what she said, it really stuck with me. Like, you're better than you think you are. And to me, I was like,
Wow.
yeah, she must really see me in a great light. So I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I started, asking more questions, figuring out how I can pass these interviews. And before I knew it, I had a job at Sainsbury's, and I was making money. So now I'm making money. Plus, I've got school and I need to get good grades to get into university. But I didn't really care for university. I only applied because all of my friends were applying. Like,
Yeah.
my friend, like, what subject are you trying to do at university? I'm like, oh, I'm going to do the same subject. Like, no vision, nothing.
Same as you.
That was me. That was me. And one of my friends literally offered to help me get like proper good grades. But I was just like, I'm just trying to do the bare minimum so I can, just move on. And
Yeah.
I went to university, stayed there for a bit. I almost got stabbed, which was also like another life defining moment for me. So I realized,
What?
yeah,
At
I know.
university?
At university. So it was crazy. I think when that happened, it was like one of the lowest moments of my life. And I remember just sitting in my room and just sobbing and thinking, if my life ended right now, like I would have disappointed so many people, all that
Oh
potential,
my
like it's
God.
all gone.
How
Yeah.
old was you? Like 18, 19?
I was 19 at the time. I believe I was 19 at the time. Yeah, I ended up realizing in that moment, if I was going to do something in life, it had to be something great that would impact people in a great way, I had
Yeah.
to make a difference. I had to make my mom proud. I had to make my dad proud. I just wanted to really have a positive impact.
Yeah.
And I was saying to you today as well, like my story literally got featured in Golf
Let's have a
News.
look. Woohoo! Because you're in Dubai now, and oh my God, that's amazing.
They got me on Golf News, and like, I can't believe it because
It's incredible. But look, there's so many achievements that you've got, and that you have achieved on your journey. I mean, you're in Dubai now. I'm talking to you and you're in Dubai now. So I want you to tell the audience how you did this because this is you've hit so many like achievements and milestones and like you say, you went to college, you were working in Sainsbury's. This unfortunate incident happened when you were around 19. So then what was kind of the next point at that point? Because then you would have been scheduled really to go to university. So what was the bit that changed there?
so at 19, I was actually at university when all of this happened, and then
Okay.
sitting in my dorm room, and my dad always used to tell me, why don't you guys just pick up a book and start reading? And I feel like that night was like when the words really hit me, when I was like at my lowest. And I picked up the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I just read it. And I got a post on my Facebook as well. I was like, I've read this book today, and my life's going to change. I just don't know how it's going to change. And I always like, I just randomly go back on Facebook just to look at that post, like, where was I?
Really?
Where's the mindset? versus like now, right, where the business is growing, like £1 million valuation business, living in Dubai. I got a wife, I got 2 kids.
Yeah.
So I've got to pinch myself. Like I'm in the newspaper. I'm a kid from Croydon. Like this shouldn't be happening to me. But
It's
yeah,
incredible. It's
yeah,
incredible. So you were at university and then you read this book, and this book really inspired you at the time. So then what was the next step from then?
yeah. So I read the book. And what did I do? I was still actually working. Now I stopped that university I was at. That was at Bedfordshire University. I went on
Yeah.
to university, and I was working at the tills at Asda. And I'm watching people on YouTube now. I'm in my personal development mind, like everything. I just want to learn, and I'm seeing people about entrepreneurship, making money online. And as I'm working on the tills, like I'm really bored. I'm like, I can't do this long term. And I'm also thinking, one day they're gonna have so many self checkouts, it's literally gonna replace me. So I'm already looking for an exit route. And at that time, as a customer came, they were looking for Xbox to buy. They didn't have any Xboxes in place. And I said, I'm going to sell my console to you. And I sold that Xbox to him because I could kind of tell like it's time for me to go into a different phase. I really loved video games at the time, but I knew, okay, it's time for me to evolve into something different. And that happened. I felt like when you make a decision, it's almost like God and luck kind of aligns with you. Because when that happened, I sold my Xbox, I paid a bit of money. Then next, I'm walking outside at university and the guy is trying to sell his properties to students. And he's out here and he's got like a bunch of leaflets. And he's like, if you can help me sell these houses or rent these houses to these students, I'm going to give you a commission for it. And he's saying like £200 per thing that I get. These times I'm making like £300, £400 per month just working at Asda. I'm like, I can do this. There's so many students out here. And I start selling these properties. I'm doing marketing. I'm putting on my seeds. I'm listening to Jim Rohn motivational quotes before I go out in the morning.
Yeah.
And in my journal, like, this is the plan. This is what went well. This is what I need to do better.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we ended up selling all the properties. I think I was like 8 of them. I think I sold at least 4 or 5 of them just through just friends and all of that. So I'm so happy now. I feel like I'm rich. I'm on top of the world. Then I realized I just quit my job, but there's no more properties for me to sell. So I'm back at ground zero. And I think early on, that was one of the big mistakes I made as an entrepreneur. But I ended up dropping out of university after that because in lectures, I was bored as well. I was gaining more from the books and from YouTube. So I thought, I'm going to do something online. I see kids making money online. I'm going to give it a go. I ended up back home. I didn't even tell my parents I dropped out of university because I knew the heartache they were going to have.
Oh,
yeah.
the panic.
The panic. And I got a job at Pizza Hut. I really just loved riding bikes from when I was young. And I got a moped license. And even that, I invested into myself. My last £200 I had. Because the guy I've said to him, I'm looking for a job. He said to me, well, do you have a moped license? I was like, no. And then he's telling me it costs £200. And if you get one, I might have a job for you. But at this point, I love risk anyway. I'm like, if I get this license, I know there's going to be someone out here that's going to find this license valuable. I can still make money from it.
Yeah.
So I went, and next day I come with a license certificate to him. And I'm not sure if I'm going to get this job or not. So I'm like proper nervous. And he's like, oh, okay, have you got your passport and stuff? And he's like ready to take me in. And I was like so happy, over the moon. So I'm working at Pizza Hut. I'm making a good amount of money. And my parents are seeing, okay, he's not at university, but at least he's doing something positive. He's contributing to the household. And started selling on Amazon from there. And
so how did that come about though? So you're doing your Pizza Hut, you're working there, you're doing that. And then you all of a sudden transition to selling on Amazon. How did that all come about for you wanting to even attempt to do that? Where did that idea come from?
Yeah, so in terms of that, I mean, when you're working, you're busy. I was working like 13-hour shifts. I don't have time to do anything. Like you work, sleep, maybe watch something the night before I go to sleep, and that's it. And then wake up the next morning, same thing, same cycle. And I need a lot of stuff for work. Like it's getting cold, winter. I need some gloves. I'm gonna get some gloves. I need shoes. It's getting cold. Socks, everything. Literally, I'll just go on Amazon and I'll search and I'll start buying. Then at one point, I thought to myself, like, I know I can get all of these items cheaper if I buy on eBay, but I'm willing to pay more so I can get on Amazon, so I can get the next day or same day delivery. I'm like, if I'm willing to spend that money, surely someone else is willing to spend that money as well. Then I start looking and I'm looking into it. I'm studying and I'm taking less shifts at work. As soon as it's not busy, I'm like, I'm going home. I'm taking time off holiday just to be at home and really like study. And I'm buying courses and just literally just learning as much as I could. And yeah, as I'm learning, I'm like, okay, I've got some money saved up. I'm gonna invest this money. If it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. My first products that I looked into, I was trying to be a bit stingy, trying to save money, cut corners.
Yeah. I don't want to invest everything, not sure. Yeah.
Exactly. And it did not work. It was horrible. I spent 3 months and then I find out, I made a big mistake and then I got to start over. And at that point in time, I was someone who was very used to quitting because I already quit university. I've been dating. Every partner I was dating, I'd probably be with them for 6 months and then it get tough and leave onto something else.
Yeah.
That was my pattern. But my wife, she's absolutely amazing. She was a system person. So she told me, just keep going. And then I started investing more. I spent like 100 quid getting one software. Then within a week, I found another product. And then before I knew it, like I was launching and then I was selling. And then it was like 1.5K, 3K, 6K, 10K. And then to me, it's like, am I rich? Like, what is going on? Like, it doesn't feel real. It's even when I was working 13-hour shifts, I was probably making like 1.2. So to see like 10K on the screen as cash, like revenue, obviously it's not profit, but 30% profit was profit of that 3K just from my phone, like barely doing anything. So to me, that was like a culture shock.
So was this like something that you left everything for? This was kind of like your only option, your only source of income, your only source of, in terms of, you didn't have anything else at the time. So this was like you just fully invested all of your savings into this. And like you say, it didn't work at the start, but then you obviously kind of kept going and then it built up and built up. So did it require a lot of investment? And did you have like a set plan of how you were going to do it? Or did it just kind of happen organically and you were learning along the way?
Yeah. So I feel like when I said early on, in your life, there's always going to be some element of luck once you make a decision, like this is what I'm going to do. So when I launched, like to have my partner there to encourage me, like the way I met her was like luck. It was like a blessing. When I was selling on Amazon, I ended up meeting this one guy who owned a warehouse. He's still my friend to this day. He came to Dubai the other day and like we literally chill. We have so much fun. But he ended up having me work in his warehouse because he had this massive operation and he was teaching me, this is how you scale. Like this is how you make something bigger. Because I was making like 3K, 6K. Like I was a little bit stuck. I was a bit flat. Like I was already happy with how much I was making.
Yeah.
But when you make the money, you reinvest it, you get more products, you get more items, you grow, scale, grow, scale, grow, scale. And he taught me so much. But it wasn't even like he was my mentor situation. It was just by just being with him and seeing what he's doing, I'm naturally just soaking everything up. So, yeah, but I mainly had a job like throughout. I think when I made 10K at that point, I was like, my daughter is now, I want to stay at home. I want to spend time with my daughter. So from that point onwards, I just started staying at home.
Oh my gosh. And then, so you started to scale, you started to increase volume, you started to get more products and so on. And then where did the transition come from, like going from that and then having your agency and then helping other people? How did all of that transition happen?
Yeah. So when I made 10K, at that point, my daughter was born. I was happy. I thought I was the richest guy on earth. I thought I was literally broke. No one could talk to me. I obviously stopped doing everything I was doing. Like I stopped reading. I stopped going to the gym. Around this time it was COVID as well. And I was just having so much fun with my daughter, like literally one of the best periods in my life. But looking back, I stopped doing all the things that got me to where I wanted to be. So I lost the money, unfortunately. But one thing I've always realized as well is like, when you're working, and they say this in Rich Dad Poor Dad as well, don't work just for the money. Like work to actually learn. Don't work to earn, work to learn. And I,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna make more money, what I want to do is go ahead and work with someone who's doing Amazon on a bigger scale than me. Someone who's dealing with like massive amount of money. I'm thinking 10K is a lot, but now I'm working with people that are making like millions in sales. So in my mind, like I'm from Croydon, like I'd never had a lot of money. Like for me,
Yeah.
£1,000 a salary back then, like I felt rich. £10,000 unheard of. Now I'm seeing
Yeah.
100K. Now I'm seeing 1 million. Now I'm seeing 10 million. Like I'm seeing all of this, and my mind is just like, this is really possible. This is real. Like what?
Wow.
Like I was so shocked, and yeah, it really expanded my mind. Really expanded my mind, and I always say, a mind that has been expanded can never shrink back to the old. You know. So yeah, I started learning with this couple called Sebastian and Renee, and they had their agency, and they were helping brands grow and scale on Amazon. And I learned so much from them, just in terms of like how business works, how you operate a company, strategic thinking, being on meetings, Zoom calls, because now I'm corporate. You know,
Yeah.
I'm learning so much. I'm soaking up so much.
Yeah.
Then, obviously, my daughter Sophia, she has autism, so she's not speaking. So I remember we were making a ton of money, like a good amount of money. But for me, it's like, yo, I really need to stop work and I need to take a step back and really figure out like what is going on with my daughter. Like, what can I do to help her? What can I do to support her?
Yeah.
And yeah, then we left it. We ended up leaving the UK. Just yeah, traveling for like a few months, 6 months, and I started building like a relationship with my daughter again. Just really see
Yeah.
things are interesting to her. What does she love? And she loved nature. We went to Bali, Thailand, Indonesia. My missus from Sri Lanka, went to Sri Lanka. But when we visited Dubai, it was like, we have to stay in Dubai. And
Yeah.
we stayed here. The missus was pregnant. We decided to have another child.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Dubai journey has been, also amazing, been hectic and chaotic. But, we're here now and I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for every challenge because it's there.
Yeah. So during, was there ever a point where you were like, is there anything that you had to kind of overcome where it was like, I think I'm just going to give up and get a normal day job? Did you ever have that point, or did you ever have a point of like self-doubt or anything like that made you think, oh, I think I'll just go and get a normal job? Or was that never there for you?
That was there. That was there a lot. I mean, even to this day, sometimes we speak about it because it's challenges, man. There's so many challenges in running a business, and it's not what you usually expect. But I think when we first started the business, Intermast, it was basically we had clients on board. The couple I was working with, they referred us a few clients, so we were making money, everything was good. But with running a business as well, it's not now you got to send invoices, right? And
Yeah.
with invoices, some people are going to be late with the invoices. Then you got to chase up. Now your cash flow is behind. Then you got to pay
Oh,
staff. Then
yeah.
you got kid on the way. You move to a new country, and the money is just going down in the account, man. I'm like, gosh,
Oh,
when I was working, like I didn't care where the money was coming from. I didn't care about no cash flow, no invoices.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And then moving to a new country, having a child, we didn't have insurance because obviously you gotta do the insurance before you get pregnant. So we're paying for everything out of pocket, which obviously my missus loved. She had an amazing private experience, but like it's all costing money, and these clients are not
yeah.
paying. So we're making money, but we're just not receiving money. So that was like a stressful period. Uh,
Wow. So how did you get your first lot of clients? Were they all referrals, or did you go out and source them yourself? How did you get them? And how
yeah,
do you get them?
Yeah, so in terms of clients, initially it was referrals. We built our reputation quite well in the business. We even to this day, like the clients that work with us, like they really love the way we just break down all the information, how we do all the work, our communication, second to none, I would say.
Yeah.
And what we're doing with our business is also very unique. Like we're literally at the cutting edge of using video content and merging that with what's going on Amazon, people buying things. So it's you go viral with the content, you go ahead and collect the sales on Amazon. So
Yeah.
it's a system that works, right?
Oh,
But yeah, initially we got the clients through referral. And then later on, we started doing outreach. We got some clients through outreach. But then what we realized now, and what we've been realizing is the best way in order for you to go ahead and build credibility and have lots of people come to you is literally by just going viral, posting about what you do, talking about what you do, like literally being the loudest about, how talented you are, the amazing results you're getting. Because
yeah.
yeah, like human beings are greedy. If you see someone doing like amazing work and they're making so much money, you're like, how can I get a piece of that, right?
Yeah.
And it's just the way it works. So if
Yeah.
you're doing amazing work and you talk about the amazing work you're doing, people are going to see the amazing work. They might be working with someone who's doing crappy work, and then they're going to want to work with you,
Yeah.
and then going to leave you a good review, and then someone's going to hear it, and it's like just the whole flywheel. So yeah. Yeah.
Did this would you say that like it really like took off when you got to Dubai? And if so, do you think Dubai and the place where you are, because some people say like, it's a lot to do with who you're surrounded by and also your environment and the place that you live. Do you think moving to Dubai has helped you grow in terms of your business, or was it already kind of developing before you got to Dubai?
Um, I would say environment is very important, but environment not just as in location. I'd say environment also like the type of people you surround yourself with,
Yeah,
because each step in my journey, it's been someone who's introduced me to a new idea and a new concept that's helped take me to the next level, right? Like
yeah,
when in the tails, someone comes to me and they want to buy an Xbox and I see the opportunity. I'm reading the books Robert Kiyosaki is telling me, don't work to learn, work to earn. I'm now watching YouTube videos. I'm learning about entrepreneurship. I didn't even know it was a thing. My mind's expanded. Then some guy meets me and he's handing leaflets out. He's giving me an opportunity. Then I'm buying stuff on Amazon. I know kids are making money online. I see it on YouTube. I see it on Instagram. I see it everywhere. Like my mind has just been exposed to so many different ideas. And for me, Dubai, I love it. I wouldn't say it's essential necessarily Dubai, but it's like
okay.
what you desire, you just need to surround yourself with the thing you desire. So
Mm,
if you want, a local life, to live in the village and to be self-sustainable, then you want to go to somewhere in Africa and see that every single day. Because when you see every single day in your mind, it's normal. Like to me,
yeah,
in Dubai, I see supercars all the time.
all the
It's,
time.
I think in my mind, like, why don't you have one? Like, that's literally my question. Like, you're supposed to have one,
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
don't and when I was in the UK, I'd see one, I'd be like, wow, oh my God, that's amazing. They're so amazing. But I'm amazing too. I can do the same thing. So it's just
yeah.
things that help switch that mindset.
Did you have to do a lot of mental preparation on your mindset? Because I remember when like I started out and I didn't know I had this business mentor, and I found out that I actually had like a phobia about money, like a fear of being successful.
Mm.
And, obviously when you don't come from, I didn't come from a business family, so I'd never seen it in that manner. And you said earlier, you touched on earlier that you started seeing people making this money and this money. Did you have to do a lot of mental preparation? Do you still have to do that? Do you still have to kind of talk to yourself in that way?
Yeah, I would say the mental part of it is probably like 80% of it. I think the skill set of it is probably like 20% of it. I mean, what I do is not like,
Wow.
yeah, it's just mental because think about it, yeah. You asked me when you were in this journey, did you think about quitting? I thought about quitting every other day, but I
Yeah.
didn't. I just stuck in it one more day. That's it.
Mm,
Just one more day. Let's see what happens. Like just being hopeful. I even got a tat on my arm that says faith. I don't know if the camera's picking it up,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I knew on this journey there's going to be two emotions that are really going to be there. There's going to be the fear that's going to tell you, quit. You was better off back then. Go back home. It's familiar. Your mom's going to embrace you.
yeah,
Family at home, your brother, everyone. It's okay. They're going to hug you. It's difficult what you're attempting to do. And then on the other side, I'm like, no, I'm going to stick it out. I deserve to have an amazing life. I know I can do it. I've done successful things in the past. I know this is hard. I know I'm going to go through difficulties. I know if I stick with it long enough, the universe is gonna give up. They're not as strong as me. They're not as persistent as me. I'm
Yeah.
gonna the universe do my will. Like
Yeah.
literally every single day. Like I had to reinforce the guy this.
It's so true. It is like, because you do these thoughts and they don't go away, do they? Like everyone, a lot of people that, write in, they always talk about like, how do you overcome fear and self-doubt? And a lot of the interviews that I've done, they say, well, it never goes. You just have to keep going. Is there anything that helps motivate you? Like, do you have a mentor or do you watch certain things, or is it the books that kind of help you?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of what helps motivate me, I can't say I'm always 100% motivated, to be completely honest with you. Like, I still have days where I'm just like, yo, I'm tired today, man.
Yeah.
But I think building the business as well now, where it's like I can afford to have a day where I'm tired and, we'll follow up with the team and, have things in place in order to help with those things. But at the same time, when it's game time, like we did like a webinar the other day, like when it's game time, like I'm scared as shit. I haven't done a webinar in a long time, but I'm psyching myself off. Like one of the things I did before we left the UK was we attended a Tony Robbins event, and it was amazing. It was life changing. I think it's
Really?
success. I owe Tony Robbins a lot of money.
Yeah. Do you
But
seem like you do like keep learning and you keep like going to these things to keep your mind going? It seems like you invested that a lot actually. And like you say, 80% mindset and skills. I haven't heard that before to that degree, but in a way it does really make sense, because I think being an entrepreneur it's not easy, right? So preparing your mind is, you see a lot of people, oh, you can do it overnight and this and that, but the reality of it is very different. So in terms of like what you do and, what it is that you offer, if like we've got people that on here that are watching you and they're interested in going down the same route and doing the same thing as what you're doing, like what advice would you give to those people?
yeah, so it really depends, right? Because there's lots of different ways to do what I've done. Like you can go ahead, launch a brand, grow it, scale it. You can go ahead and launch an agency. You can grow and scale it. And I see it from two different perspectives. The business structure I see is one is you have a lot of money, but you don't have any time. If that's the case, go ahead and launch a product, because that product is a way of you putting your money into something that can grow. But obviously, you still have to learn. You still have to understand the systems of how everything operates. So you still have to invest quite a bit of time. Now, if you want to go ahead and launch an agency or service business, let's say you don't have as much money, but you have a lot of time. Go ahead and do that. And I recommend that, because now, obviously, you're investing your time. You're giving people a service. You can become better at the service. You can learn the skill set, everything that's required in order to go ahead and scale that agency or grow that service business or whatever that may be. So it's either a product or a service, and it depends on which resources you have available in order for you to go ahead and pick which vehicle is best for you. And what I think about our generation now and the world now is there's literally so many opportunities available.
Yeah.
That is also a problem, because you get stuck thinking, which one should I pick? And, you're better off picking one, committing to it, going as far as you can. And I usually say, if you can commit at least 1 year to it, put your all into it. And then after that 1 year, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Then you go ahead and select the next vehicle. But you would have had lots of lessons from it. It's not a failure. You've got the lessons from it. Now you move it on to your next venture and you keep going until you find your thing.
What would you say to someone who wanted to start the way that you did, how you started with Amazon and you started buying the products and so on and then selling them? Like, what advice would you give to someone who wants to do that in terms of looking for the right products or knowing the right products to sell, essentially?
I would say education is a major key in it, a major factor in it. The knowledge, obviously, is available. You can get that online. But that's why I say as well, like we live in the age where you can literally learn everything online for free, for cheap, whatever it is. But the mindset behind it, like, those doubts creeping in, like when I was investing £1,000, like I'm literally £1,000. That's like a whole month of me working. I'm risking a whole month of my life for something that might potentially not work. And you think about all the other things that you can do with that £1,000. Like it's guaranteed if I go to the Louis store right now, I could pick up a bag, I could pick up some shoes, or whatever that may be. I could go on a nice holiday. And now there's risk, there's uncertainty. Like I'm spending this £1,000, am I going to get something back from it? So you want to educate yourself. If you know someone who's done it before, or even if you don't, reach out to someone like me. Like I don't mind spending like a few minutes just really speaking to someone and telling them, buy my ebook, do some sort of education, like build a relationship with someone who's done it because they know a lot of things that you don't know yet. You're going on a whole new journey. They've walked the road before. They can at least tell you, watch out for this, watch out for that.
Exactly. So you've got like an ebook on this.
Yeah. I got an ebook on this. So my book that you said, so that book we've gone ahead and turned into ebook, and we literally just sell it for £15 online. So anyone who wants access to it can go ahead and get it. To my link tree. So if you go on my social media platforms on Instagram, TikTok, see that in my link in bio.
Amazing. Okay, and so what's coming up for you? Like, what's the next stage? Because you're in Dubai now, you're doing really well. What is the next stage for you? Is this something that you're going to stay in, or you're thinking of, diversifying or going into it? Or is this something that, this is you now and you're, happy doing what you're doing and this is a passion for you essentially?
Yeah, that's a good question. In terms of what I want to do now, right now, I'm actually thinking very short term.
Okay.
Might potentially think more long term, but if I break the vision down short term, right now, one of my biggest issues is I want to spend less time in the business. I want to be able to separate myself from the business a bit more. The clients, they know me, they love me, they trust me, and they want me to work on their stuff and to work on the accounts. But I wanted to step a bit further away from that because I just want to, go ahead and spend some money, go ahead and have some fun, do all of the good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm looking at, how can we build systems? How can we make this bigger? How can we scale it? So that's something that I'm looking into at the moment. But long-term wise for the business, I think Intermast, like internet mastery, the vision for the business for me is, it's like I need to master the internet, every single corner of it, every single angle of it, so I can teach other people and I can empower other people to make more money from the internet, because I think it's a massive opportunity. It's something that I want to pass on as a legacy to either my son or daughter, like to really have this infrastructure to be able to make money from the internet, to be able to help other people make money from the internet, to be able to change the world in a way, just through educating.
Yeah, that's amazing. And look, I've got one more question for you. I know you're a busy man, so I'm not going to keep you any longer, but I've got one more question for you. So can you give advice to those watching that want to start a business, but they have this fear? They really want to go into business. They could be in a 9-to-5 job. They've got these ideas and they really want to start a business. They've got fear, self-doubt. They might have a family, so it's not as easy to make that transition. There's things that they've got to consider. But what advice would you give to those people about starting a business?
Yeah. So one of the things that's coming up for me, definitely invest into yourself heavily. There is no investment, there's no business, there's no nothing you can do that's going to pay you better dividends than investing into yourself. When I was younger, someone came and stole my PlayStation at one point, and I realized, listen, if I go and work on my health and I build a strong body, or I work on the books that I read and I have an amazing mind, no one can ever steal that from me. That's mine. I've earned it. So invest into yourself heavily, like you're your best investment. And one investment I made for myself that I really love and that came up for me is the Tony Robbins event. So he made us do one activity where you literally think of, if you keep going down the path that you're going down, like what's your life going to look like at the end of it? And I remember I would be someone who would be living underneath his potential. My wife would become unattracted to me. I wasn't going to the gym anymore. I'd be a fat slub. My daughter wouldn't want to spend any time with me anymore. Like she'd go get a new husband who probably is doing all the things that I want to do. And I felt so horrible and I was in tears just
Oh
imagining.
God, that's enough to shock you into doing it, right? That would have like got me. If someone told me that, I'd be like, okay, I need to change things now. That's enough.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay.
That really made me think like, wow, like I really love my wife and I'm gonna live underneath my potential and she's gonna see someone else who's living his best potential and like my daughter not wanting to spend time with me, like that hurt me so much. To the point
Wow.
like, I know I have to do this. Like there's no plan B. I'm not gonna live an average life. I'm not gonna be like, nah, it's okay to be average. It's okay not to chase. No, it's not okay. Stop lying to yourself. Like
Yeah.
really the things like, intensify the pain because your brain is trying to keep you safe, but safety is not necessarily growing. You got to push past the pain. You have to be uncomfortable. Anything that you can imagine, you can literally go ahead and accomplish, but you need to put in that time. You need to put in that effort, invest into yourself, take those risks, even when you're shaky, when you're scared, do it. And, when you look back, it's going to be like, whoa, like, is this me? Like, you see myself in the newspaper, like, I'm like, yo, is this really me? Like, is this real? Like,
Yeah.
I don't believe it either, So, yeah.
And consistency, is that a big part of it as well? Because I'm sure you've spent a lot of hours and days, working incredibly hard. So consistency.
Yeah, 100%. I think when I found Amazon, I committed to Amazon. I knew like there is no way I'm gonna do anything else, and I'm gonna commit myself to this for at least 10 years. Like it's 6 years, six now, right? And all of
Yeah.
this is happening now. Imagine in the next 4 years. Imagine in the next other 20 years, 15 years. Like it's only gonna get bigger and bigger because I've committed myself to one lane, like so much. Like at the point where sometimes I'm like, what else can I learn about Amazon? Like I feel like I know everything, but I'm still forcing myself every single day. Like I am gonna be that 0.00001% because I know so much.
Yeah, you can see that, like in your posts and when you write, and it's all about, you can see that your knowledge is fully in this area. So if anyone wanted any advice, you would be the person to go to because you know so much and you've learned so much around this particular area, which is incredible. But I love what you said about, investing in yourself because people sometimes think, they're spending money on going to these events like Tony Robbins or buying these books and they're not seeing the physical money from that kind of investment. And that's why they think sometimes it might not be worth doing. But, I completely agree with you. And I'm a big advocate for that. Investing in yourself and your mindset and everything is really, really important. It's key to this.
100%.
Yeah. But look, you have been incredible. I want to thank you so much for coming on and agreeing to do this. I've been trying to get you on for a while. So I'm so happy that you agreed to do this. So thank you so much.
No, my pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Your energy is so amazing, man. I feel like I could do this forever.
Oh, that's good. I mean, I'm going to go lie down after this, but yeah. I've reserved it all for this 1 hour or however long we've been doing it for. But no, thank you so much. I've thoroughly enjoyed it and I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Pleasure seeing you, bro.
Bye. Bye.